Alright, in this video, we're doing a tutorial for the short answer response single selection. And this is over the article that we read titled Rise Above about Zion Shaver, who was a high school wrestler, and he was born without the use of his legs. So the short answer response single selection question is, after reading Rise Above, do you think wrestling has made Zion Shaver a better person? And explain your answer and support it with evidence from the selection. And as we've done before in the article, we identify a significant quote, anything that we see in the selection that'll help to support and prove that point. And one quote that we found in particular in the article was this quote here, which we'll use, of course, in our graphic organizer that we'll look at in a second. And we saw on in one of the pages in the Rise Above article is, wrestling has changed my life to the point where when I come to an obstacle in my life, Shaver said, I instantly figure out a way to get past it and move on. So this is a significant quote that we identified and we use in our graphic organizer. So let's take a look at our graphic organizer here for using the APE method, which is answer the question, prove it with evidence from the text, and third, explain what our evidence proves. Okay, so we're going to look at this graphic organizer that we've used in class and use this graphic organizer and the sentence starters to help us compose our response. So let's take a look at the first section here in the answer step. Okay, so we use this sentence starter, these sentence starters up here. So we say, after reading Rise Above, wrestling has certainly helped Zion Shaver become a better and more resilient person. And so in this answer step, I definitely want to include a strong vocabulary word like resilient, which was one of our vocabulary words that we said meant to be strong. Okay, so that was one that I included there. Now let's take a look at our second step. Okay, so the second step is we need to prove our answer with evidence from the text, from the selection. Okay, so again, we use our sentence starters that are up here. Okay, now one that I've added is this last one here. When we can't identify, or we won't use the author, the narrator, the speaker, we're going to just simply plug in the person's name from the story, or in this case, the article. Okay, so let's take a look at our sentence starter here. For example, Zion Shaver explains, wrestling has changed my life to the point where when I come to an obstacle in my life, I instantly figure out a way to get past it and move on. Okay, so what we did here with these three dots, or the ellipses as it's called, is we've shortened the quote, okay, to keep only the information that we need. Now, in looking at a quote, we just need to make sure that it supports what we just said in this A step, in the answer part. Okay, so yes, indeed, and in fact, this quote does prove that wrestling has made Zion Shaver a better person. Okay, so now we're on to the last step, where we're going to explain what our evidence proves. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the quote, but of course, this is definitely going to be in our own words. Okay, so we're going to use one of these two sentence starters. In this case, we're using the first. This quote proves that wrestling has taught Zion the importance and value of hard work, perseverance, and resiliency. Although he was born without the use of his legs, Zion has never let his disability prevent him from pursuing his goals and aspirations. Without a doubt, wrestling has helped Zion Shaver become a better person. Okay, so you'll notice in this explain step, in the last step where we're putting the quote into our own words, I definitely make it a key point to not only prove that I understood the question and the reading, but I can also write really well. Okay, so in this sentence, I made it a point to use a complex sentence. Okay, and so in this sentence, I'm just making sure to use specific word choice. Okay, we have perseverance, which means to, of course, get through something successfully, even if it's difficult. And resiliency is when we remain strong. Okay, so now let's take a look at the finished product here. Okay, so this is an example of our STAAR short answer response box. Okay, I want you to take a look at the finished product here and how everything was put together. Okay. After reading Rise Above, wrestling has certainly helped Zion Shaver become a better and more resilient person. For example, Zion Shaver explains, wrestling has changed my life to the point where when I come to an obstacle in my life, I instantly figure out a way to get past it and move on. This quote proves that wrestling has taught Zion the importance and value of hard work, perseverance, and resiliency. Although he was born without the use of his legs, Zion has never let his disability prevent him from pursuing his goals and aspirations. Without a doubt, wrestling has helped Zion Shaver become a better person. Okay, so this was an example of using the graphic organizer for our APE method for the answer, prove, and explain steps for our short answer response single selection. Okay, hope this video helps, and take care, guys.